Hi, my name is Vivian and welcome. Today we're going to talk about conflict. Conflict in your story has to be an emotional ride for your readers. Conflict keeps your readers engaged and also keeps them flipping through the pages. What is conflict? A conflict in a story is a problem that the main character needs to solve in order to achieve their goal. Without conflict, there is no story and there is no character development. When you're deciding what conflict the character will be facing, think about what will happen if the conflict isn't resolved. This will help you gauge on how high the stakes will be if the conflict is not resolved. But there is another concept for conflict that I would like to discuss today, and that concept is death. Death. Why is death a great concept for conflict and high stakes? Because nobody wants to die. The ultimate fear in our society is death. We know our time in life is limited and we don't know when we will die. When something or someone threatens that hope of living our best lives before our time on this earth is up, we try everything in our power to prevent that from happening. So we're all familiar with physical death and how high of a stake that is, but today we're not going to talk about that death because that's pretty obvious. Today we're going to talk about 3 concepts of death here. The first one is professional death. Professional death is when your lead character's career or life purpose is at stake. In our society as children, we are often asked what we would like to be when we grow up, what we would like to do, what we enjoy doing, etc. There is a saying that life is not worth living if you're not doing what you're passionate about. All right, let's give an example. Let's say there is a detective who has been sober for many years and he recently lost his daughter. He has broken his sobriety and has been under the influence at work. And this affects his performance at work. His boss has given him many warnings and threatens to fire him if he doesn't get it together. The main character loves being a detective. He loves solving crime, but he's going through a tough time. One day, his boss hands him a case that may be linked to his daughter's disappearance. This is his last chance to prove himself. He takes up this case hoping that it will save his career and also give him closure in life. Now, here is the high stake. If he doesn't solve this case, he will lose his job, his life's purpose, and losing the thing that you care about or you enjoy doing feels like death itself. Number 2, psychological death. Psychological death is when a part of your lead character will die if they do not win this conflict. The most common one used when it comes to psychological death is love. This type of death plays on the emotions of the readers. When it comes to romance stories, we know that at the end, the two always come together because that's just what romance novels are. But during the story, to keep your readers flipping through the pages, you have to create an illusion of your character experiencing psychological death throughout the story. You will have to create obstacles that makes it complicated for your lead character to be with their true love. Or if it's not a romance story, create obstacles that keeps the lead character from getting to the thing that will make them feel whole. Psychological death does not only apply to love, it applies to anything your lead character believes they can't live without, and that holds them together. That makes them whole. I wrote this article on Joanna Penn's website, The Creative Pen. I will leave the link below so that you can go and read the full article here. Number 3, social death. Social death refers to the condition of people not accepted as fully human by broader society. Diverse scholars apply the expression to describe racial slavery, political economy, and other examples of social ordering. A loss of social identity, a loss of social connectedness, and losses associated with the disintegration of the body. So, when someone experiences social death, their body starts to break down. That is crazy. Your cells start to disintegrate. Whoa. Social death is when a group of people have their identities taken away and forced to assume a new, more degrading identity. The person or group of people that are being ostracized will assume this identity and believe that that is who they are and that they deserve the treatment that they are receiving because of this new identity. They will also start to blame themselves for the reason why they are being mistreated. For example, you can have your main character be part of the ostracized group in your story, living with the new identity every single day. And your main character realizes that that's not who they are, and that they used to be somebody, and that the way they and the people that are in that same group don't have to live that way, and the way they're living isn't right. First, your main character will have to reject the conditioning that was forced upon them by the people in power and adopt a new identity. This will show internal conflict. The main character will also have to convince the people within the group that they deserve better and that they should also assume a new identity. Some people will follow your main character and some won't. Then your main character will also have to face conflict with the people in power because they don't want the ostracized group to fight back and they want to keep things the way they are. So with social death, your main character will be fighting conflict from all sides, which makes for an interesting story. And with social death, what are the stakes? The stakes are, if your main character doesn't resolve this conflict, your main character will experience psychological death because they don't have any social connectedness, they're rejected by society, and they feel less than. A part of themselves will feel lost. And number two, they will also experience physical death because the body will start to disintegrate. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos about writing tips and books. And don't forget to comment below on what concepts of conflict you use in your story. And go ahead and watch the next video here. I'll talk to you later. Bye!